This is a video looking at the ACA Solo Canoe Instructor Criteria of back ferrying. This is at the upper limit of what I would expect from an L3 instructor. The back ferry, in my mind, does not start as a stern upstream departure from an eddy. It's something that we're using above a rapid or mid-rapid to buy time, to change our position. So in my instructor courses and when I actually teach this skill, we are starting from mid-rapid, which we'll see here in a sec. It's a cross back, which is a very helpful stroke in solo canoe. Here's another cross back. It's a version of a cross bow draw with the power face open. At L3, I don't necessarily expect boaters to be able to control their entry to the far eddy by opening their angle perpendicular, like happened in this iteration. I do expect some amount of twist in the reverse stroke, excuse me. To initiate a back ferry, we need to start initiating some momentum counter to the current. So if that's not obvious, we're going to try and drive the stern that way. We won't be able to overpower the current, but we do need to counter the downstream energy a little bit. We're also going to initiate a little bit of tilt towards our downstream side. You can see that there. Guess what? Reaching to our cross for a stroke will automatically shift our weight towards that downstream side. If we're not paddling lefty, staying on our onside will help establish that downstream tilt. By the time I'm at the power phase of my stroke, notice that my top hand comes in line with my forehead. So while my elbow is high there, I am keeping my shoulder in a position of strength. It does, in fact, briefly get support through contact with my helmet there. And then as the power phase engages more fully, that elbow and top hand drop. I release by dropping my top hand down and lifting my blade out to go to my reverse on my onside. A bonus here is that I am looking towards the eddy that I want to target. That does two things in my mind. It shows a student that I'm leading the move with my vision, but honestly it also helps me maintain the tilt towards the downstream side, even though I'm reaching for the catch on my upstream side. Notice that my chin is over my saddle. It's not over my tailbone. One mistake that people often make in the back ferry is that they lean back or shift their weight back. That weights the stern edges, making it harder to maintain our angle. I do notice that as I'm reaching across, I don't maintain a perfect downstream edge. And that means that I get a buildup of a wave right there that pushes my my stern downstream. I am okay with that in this particular instance because it actually allows me to cross the eddy line perpendicular. And that is one of the things that makes this particular venue exceed an L3 back ferry venue, because there are multiple current speeds. So part of why my tilt flattened is there was a micro eddy about here, or a piece of slack water. I'm now entering the main jet of current again here. I highlighted this bow stern wave splash as indicating a reaction to my flat tilt. There is also a big splash here, but that's the force of a wave hitting my downstream side of my stern. Continuing on in the move, here's my cross back again on the downstream side, timed with the opening of my angle. That really jets me across. My boat angle is nearly perpendicular to the direction of flow here, and that allows me to keep from getting rejected by this really strong eddy line. I'm still targeting my final destination with my vision. My tilt flattens somewhat here and even shifts the other way. And then once I'm truly fully in the eddy, I'm allowing my tilt to flatten again to support some strong reverse strokes with visible torso rotation. So key points to the back ferry: generating momentum in opposition to the downstream flow, Stern angle mostly in line with the current, a little bit towards where we want to go, right up until we cross the eddy line, at which point it's perpendicular. Our weight is back, so that our stern edges stay, our weight is forward so that our stern edges stay free. Our weight is downstream. And we're doing strokes that maintain momentum and angle. So if my angle starts to open up before I'm ready, I paddle on the downstream side. To accelerate, I paddle on the upstream side. When my angle is more concertedly upstream. Have fun with these back ferries.